Hi, I'm Leah. This is Common Sense Ethics. I haven't uploaded anything for a while, so I'm sorry about that. We moved and that kind of threw me off in terms of making videos. But I'd like to quickly today touch on something that we discussed a lot last year on the channel, and that is the decline of journalism and sort of the decline in journalistic ethics. And I had a long interview last year with my friend Brendan Malone on that topic, where we discussed various reasons why this might be the case. But today, I'd just like to touch on two what I think are less obvious possible reasons for the decline of journalism, in recent years. So the first reason could be media consolidation. Now, what does that mean? So basically, in the United States in 1983, there were 50 parent companies that owned 90% of the mass media, of the legacy media. So that includes print and broadcast media. But by 2011, there were only 6 parent companies that owned that same 90% chunk of the mass media, of the legacy media. And so one could imagine several reasons why that might be problematic, but the probably most obvious reason is just sort of lack of viewpoint diversity. And that could be because of bias, or because certain corporations are beholden to various advertisers and are reluctant to criticize those industries. We touched on a bunch of this last time, but one can see that why this might be a problem. And there's a really good clip that illustrates this exact phenomena, which is it's been making its rounds on social media and YouTube, and I'll link to it. But it shows about 50 different TV channels, right, where the broadcasters are saying the exact same thing verbatim, reading it verbatim from the teleprompter on 50 different seemingly unrelated news channels, where they're saying, this is dangerous for our democracy, this is dangerous for our democracy. So the exact same talking points across just a whole bunch of different news channels. And so I thought that was interesting, and I'll be sure to link to that clip. But so the second reason I think that is less obvious, that could partially be responsible for the decline of journalism, or for journalistic malfeasance, let's put it that way, is the presence of former intelligence agents in the media. And I was able to find some information about this from Politico and a couple other sources, media kind of watchdog sources, where they point to probably at least a dozen well-known former intelligence agents that are now consultants for various media outlets. But it's certainly possible that this is a lot more widespread. I don't know, I'm speculating about that, but I'm not sure. But I was able to verify at least to some extent. Now, why might that be problematic? Well, if there's a lot made about the revolving door phenomena between government and industry. But the problem with the revolving door is that when someone leaves industry to go to government or vice versa, a lot of times one of their priorities is making their former employer look good, right? And that could certainly be true with people who are in the intelligence arm of government. They don't necessarily want to be exposing government corruption. Now, that's not to say that they couldn't, but it's a bit difficult, first of all, to trust someone who is engaged in espionage. I'll just put it that way. It gives one pause to think about that, especially if their specialty was psychological warfare. Now, I don't know to what extent that's true about the verified, former intelligence agents that are consultants now for media companies, but it definitely gives one pause to think about that. So I just thought that was interesting, and I wanted to put it out there because those are two things that I definitely did not touch on last year when I did the interviews about this topic. So thanks for watching, and like I said, I hope to get some more short clips and interviews up in the near future. Take care. Thank you.